Hi guys, how's it going? I'm out for a walk and oh, it's windy. It's windy and a bit chilly. Look, I'm gonna go across it. Make sure there's no cars over here. I think I'm just gonna go to this little park over here. Villa Ridge West. Let me show you guys. It's a small little community park. Yeah. Beautiful. So, that's what I said. It's kind of freezing cold actually. About 35 degrees and windy. Oh, so I just kind of wanna, you know, even though it's cold, I wanna go out. I just feel like I should go out. It's time to go out, right? Many of us are just kind of like just inside our home, especially this time, right? Not only because of the weather, but because of what's going on, right? This pandemic. I mean, I don't know actually if it's getting better. Can't even talk right because it's freezing cold. Got my gloves on, so I'm good to go. I know as I'm gonna be walking a little more, I'm gonna feel a little warmer. So what was I saying? As I was saying, you know, it's not just because of the weather, especially here in the US. Yeah, it's winter season. Some places it's been snowing more, blizzard even. But for some places, maybe those of you guys that are watching, you know, who are in tropical places, it's a lot warmer right now probably. Yeah. I believe during this time where it's winter here in the US, it's actually summer in Australia or in other places, right? In other countries. So, but, you know, and when it comes to trying to find time to just kind of go out and exercise, especially, right? Find some time for yourself. It can be a challenge. Yeah, and it can really be a challenge trying to push yourself. Like for me today, I haven't been out a lot lately, so I haven't kind of done much of the videos because of just the weather challenges. But also, you know, it can be tough trying to push yourself too, right? There are other obstacles. What may that, I don't know, can stop you from just finding time for yourself and actually go and exercise. Yeah. So that's why I told myself today and pushed myself this morning that I'm actually gonna go out because I love walking and running, you know, just being out, breathing fresh air. Yeah, just spending time with nature. But also, you know, I kind of wanted to make a video about how exercise can affect your brain. Yeah. You know, I'm just thinking, especially this time, this season and time of our life with this COVID thing, right? So many of us are just struggling and are going through things, and how much it affects your brain. Yeah. I mean, we hear so many things going on and people, they're just, you know, struggling. We're all like struggling in some form or another. So many lost their jobs. So many aren't working, had been furloughed. So many are sick, right? So many are just struggling in general. And it affects our body so much, right? Emotionally, but also mentally. And it's so sad, right? It's so sad. But then if you come to think about it, there's things that's going on in our life, and the things that affects our body and our brain. What are you gonna do about it, right? Are you gonna continue to go through these struggles and these challenges, or are you actually gonna go out and go and face it so that you can become stronger? Yeah, in our life, and every season we go through things in our life, and the same way with the weather, right? The weather changes, and so does our life. It can change. The seasons of our life can change, and maybe right now you're going through things right now. Some people struggles even more, and it weighs down in them, but just go through this season and try to be creative. Try to find ways to overcome the challenges that you're going through, and everything will be okay. So I think I'm feeling a little bit warmer now. See how pink my my fingers are? I see that. Woo, I love it though. So, how does exercise helps our brain? How does exercise helps your brain? This is what I'd like to talk about in this video, and I'll tell you about it. But first off, let me just make a disclaimer, okay? I'm no scientist or anything like that, nor I a physician or anything like that, nor even I'm a nurse. My background is in exercise and sports science. That's what I studied, and this is based on my research, my study, and my experience that I'm sharing to you guys about. So, how does exercise helps your brain? We all know that exercise is good for our body, right? But do we also know that exercise helps our brain, right? Our body and our brain is linked together, right? So if your body feels better, your brain feels better too. And exercise can make our brain work better. Yeah, when you exercise, your body releases chemicals, okay, such as it's called dopamine. Okay, it pronounced as dopamine. And endorphins in your brain that makes you feel happy. Not only is your brain dumping out feel-good chemicals, but exercise also helps your brain get rid of chemicals that makes you feel stressed and anxious. So it's really good for those stress reliever, right? And when you're feeling anxiety and things like that. Yeah. Therefore, exercise increases blood flow to the brain. And so what does exercise does to the brain? Exercise strengthens all parts of our brain, your brain, our brain tissue, including what we call the gray matter. Yeah. Trying to think. Which therefore makes your brain more resistance to stress and aging. So if you stop working out, your gray matter may take a hit, potentially, setting the stage of problems, which processes information of thinking critically. Yeah. So if you're not physically active, you increase your health risks in many ways, such as coronary heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, breathlessness, floppy body, right? Little energy, so you don't have much energy. Your joints are like stiff, osteoporosis, poor postures, things like that. Overweight, but also it affects your brain. Yeah, it shrinks your brain. I mean, who wants their brain to shrink, right? I don't. I mean, come to think about it, when we're younger, it's easier to just like think free, right? And in our 20s, our fluid intelligence, that's what we call it, our fluid intelligence peaks at around earlier age, right? As I mentioned, on age 20, and then begins to slow. So it begins a slow decline, right? Our ability to think quickly and recall information, right, have long been challenged. So no wonder why you would ask yourself, I ask myself, like, man, I hardly remember things much more when I were younger. Now I kind of forget things easily now, right, as we age. And it's so sad, but it's part of science, right? It's part of aging. But the good news is that you can do something about it, right? And the answer is exercise. And one of the things that exercise does to you, is that it's good for your memory. Yeah. That's why I love walking. Your aerobic exercises, it does help you a lot. Such as, running, biking, swimming, things like that. Things that pumps your heart. Yeah, it makes your blood flow going. But that, as your blood flow going and your heart pumps fast, it flows to your brain. And that's when oxygen flows to your brain, and that's when it's being exercised, right? Therefore it helps, it also pumps gray matters, right? That increases brain flows. Therefore it will help function our brain properly, right? What's one of the diseases that old age does for you? Not even old age, but I've seen even the younger generations, according to study, right, having what? Dementia and Alzheimer's, forgetfulness, right? Because it does happen. If we don't exercise our brain, it won't function properly, right? As what I said earlier, it shrinks. And how can you tell if your brain is shrinking? Oh my gosh. Symptoms, such as when your mood changes, okay, or your personality or your behavior changes. Yeah. Difficulty with judgment. Yeah. Such as or abstract thinking. Oh my gosh. Difficulty with memory, of course, right? Sometimes hard to think and recall things. right? When some people they like talk comprehensively, right? Brain disorientation. You just feel like your brain's disoriented, yeah, and learning impairments, etc. I mean, you can think of things that just, affects your brain and your way of thinking. And once your brain is affected, your body is also affected, right? As I've said, our body and our mind is intertwined, right? They're connected. And if we want to sharpen our mind, our brain, we need to exercise. Especially that our brain isn't as sharp as when we were younger, right? The older we get, the more our brain needs to be exercised even more. Therefore, if we don't stress our brain muscles, yeah, if you don't use your brain, you'll eventually lose it. So it's crucial to exercise your brain and to keep it stimulated. That's why the neuroscience is clear that aerobic exercise is extremely good for your brain. In fact, as I said, yeah. No, my nose is running. As I was saying, I had to wipe my nose. So working out, exercising increases your IQ. Okay, your IQ far more than playing an online brain game. And study proves that cardiovascular fitness can actually raise your verbal intelligence by 50%. Wow, that's awesome. You don't have to be like working so hard and exercise so hard, or like pushing yourself so hard, like in the gym, whatnot, which also of course helps your brain. Muscle exercise does to you, but just simply, a good walk, like what I'm doing right now, a few minutes of your time, 50, if you can do more than that, a good walk can do wonders for your mental well-being. I mean, it can make your nose run because the weather is cold, and it can make your fingers pinkish, maybe your cheek and your lip even pinkish. But you don't have to be pushing yourself too much. Just by going out for a walk, and it's a form of exercise, right? And walking, it improves self-perception, and self-esteem, mood and sleep quality. It reduces stress and anxiety and fatigue. It's really good for the depression, yeah. Physically active people have up to 30% reduced risk of becoming depressed, as I mentioned. And staying active helps those who are depressed recover. It's amazing. It's amazing what it does and it can do. Not just for your body, but for your brain. A growing body of evidence suggests that we think and we learn better when we walk or do another form of of exercise. Research shows that when we exercise, the blood pressure and blood flow increase everywhere in the body, including the brain. Yeah, I've kind of mentioned this earlier already. So more blood means more energy and more oxygen, which makes our brain perform better. Yeah, but I love walking because I sense that I think better when I walk, you know, when I'm going through things, especially when I'm making decisions, or I'm just like kind of like feeling mentally and emotionally distraught for some sort of reason. If I walk it out, it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot. It might not solve your problem, you know, but it can help you feel better, and maybe it can help you think of ways how to like solve your problems or issues in life. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here because I can't even talk right because of the cold. Okay. Hey, you guys, thank you for spending the time to watch and listen to me. I apologize if I just kind of been back and forth, whatnot, you know, just saying things here and there. But I just kind of want to share, yeah. Just want to share how exercise, how important it is to your body, but also to your brain. And the things that I laid out here are the things that what it does. It can help your brain when you exercise and find time to actually, you know, just move and be active. Okay, because it helps and benefits your health and your well-being. So I'll leave you with this. Please find time to exercise. Okay. If you're going through things, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, you're not alone. And exercises helps a lot. You know, you don't want to even struggle more in life, right? And as much as our body is important, of course, so does our brain. Okay, so does your brain. Therefore, you exercise it, it will help not reduce shrinking, but to strengthen your brain muscles. Alright, you guys, take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Okay, and stay safe. Hey, bye. I'll see you in my next video. If you have any suggestions, whatnot, that you would like for me to make a video about, just let me know and I'll find the time to do so. Alright, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and if you like this video, please click the like button, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.